Okay. I'm going to tell you everything that I know. I'm going to walk you through my clear slowly, and I'm going to tell you everything I know about this fight. Okay? So, let me put a marker here. Everything I know about the Lilith fight. So I'm going to tell you everything that I know right now, and yeah, I'm going to open up Paint here. In case I need it. I'm going to tell you everything I know about this fight to help you, and I know quite a bit because I did hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of attempts. So let's watch. So in the beginning, I'm just going to call them the different phases when she does different things. Phase 1, Lilith is there. She does some very, very basic rudimentary attacks. Nothing happens until about right here on her health bar. If you take too long getting her health bar here, she will jump, and she will always do the same pattern. And I'll show you what that is. This is the phase 1 pattern here. So she will always throw a red wave here, 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 and here. Okay? It's always like this. So if you're standing right here, for example, the waves are going to come like this. Now, and they're going to be moving down. So, you have a couple of choices. You can easily just walk this pattern. What I like to do when I walk it is I go like this and then like this. That pattern will solve it every time. Walk down and down. And then you can finish it off like that. That will save you every single time. Another thing that you can do is you could evade one time and then just walk over here. Or probably it's going to be more like walking over here. Or a very common way is to double evade. If you let the red wave spawn and evade, you should land right here. And remember that the damage is at the front of the wave, the front. So if you are behind it whatsoever, you're not going to take damage. That is her only ability that she does if she jumps until she gets to about this point. Now, she's not going to get a chance to throw that pattern against me because my poison damage is ridiculous. As you can see, my poison is burning the absolute crap out of her. Okay, so now what she's going to do, she's going to jump and land right on top of me, and she's going to spawn 2 adds. Now, these adds, when they die, they each drop 2 boils. The boils will kill you if you don't kill them in about, 10 seconds, 8 to 10 seconds. And her patterns get harder. So let's just see what patterns she throws to me, and I'll add any extra ones. One very smart idea when you're fighting her is to drag the adds to the corner of the circle. This is super powerful to do all the time. So you'll notice I DPS her a little bit, and then I'm going to drag the adds to the corner because you want the boils together when they die, depending on what class you're playing. Necromancer, Barb, Big Smash, the Bone Spear, or whatever thing you're using is usually very good for killing him. You would think that Twisting Blades is great for killing him. It isn't. At least not my build. If you do a combo point Twisting Blade Rogue, it's better. But my build is all about poisoning. So if I don't poison them, I don't do jack shit for damage. As you can see, my poison ticking for 4.4 million right now on Lilith. By the way, I'll have the full build for you down below. I have the whole planner already made for you. So 2 adds are going to spawn. Bring them to the corner, DPS them, and if you stand in the corner of a circle, you can see the patterns much easier and dodge them much easier. So I would recommend this pretty much for any class. Okay, so here we go. We're fighting. There are the adds. I bring them to the edge. When they die, they spawn 2 boils. Okay, now we see, let me see which one she threw here. Okay, this is going to take some explanation. Let's go back to paint. So let's go new here, and let's do this. This is a little bit more unpredictable. She can do a lot of different things here. But essentially what happens is, once again, you're standing at the edge. And the thing that's guaranteed is she's always going to spawn a red wave in front of you that's going toward you. Now, what she's supposed to do is she's supposed to throw a wave this way, and this way toward you, right? But this is not how it always goes whatsoever. So sometimes these two middle waves will be nearly on top of each other, which is the pattern that you just saw. And that can be very, very difficult to deal with if you used the first dodging pattern that I showed you in the first phase. So remember with the first pattern here in the first way, I told you when you're walking, you would walk like this, and then like this, and then like this. This pattern is now all of a sudden garbage if she happens to throw the second wave on top of each other, because you'll just die to it. This is why I abolished this way of dodging later on. She can throw it normally. Another thing that she can do is she can throw the red waves very, very close to each other. Instead of it being spread out like this, she can throw this left wave and just have it moved like way over here, so it kind of overlaps. That can really throw you off. I've had this wave also go here, so it was literally like a complete barrage in the middle. So going back to what we know is going to happen for sure, what we know is going to happen for sure is there's going to be some red line in front of you, and there's going to be something off to the sides. And so what I would recommend that you do is either evade or dash forward, as you saw me doing, evade or dash forward, and then try to find an area on the side that is safe. And if you ever see a second middle wave coming through, and if you have an opportunity to ever get behind it as it passes you, then you know that you're safe. So that's essentially what I'm doing. It's kind of the same strategies as in the beginning. Stand on the edge, dash over the first thing, and try to get behind one of the side things, and you should be pretty safe. There's more variation to it, though. It's not always the same. Let's see what we have here. So I dashed over this one. Look at this wave. Way, way over here. And then, okay, another thing to understand. Look at this setup here. It's exactly like the setup in the first wave. The front wave going forward, all of them going forward. But look at how close these waves are. I can tell you from experience, trying to cut in between these waves is extremely, extremely difficult. It's very, very tight. I have like almost max movement speed on my rogue, and I can barely make it. You usually need an evade or a dash. So whenever you have this, if you're stuck in the middle and you're trying to survive it, here is what I would recommend. If you're stuck in the middle here and you're trying to survive this one, red, 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 and the middle is really, really close, stand still and evade straight this way the moment that you think that this one is past you. If you try almost any angle this way, you'll probably die. You will probably die. It's much higher chance to survive if you stand right here and evade straight this way. Trust me, I died to it a million times. Okay, so that's another pattern that you'll see. Notice how I'm always trying to bring the adds to the corner. Pretty normal pattern here. Double mid, and this time the sides are going the other way. Remember the rule, simple. I followed the rule that I just told you, and I lived easily. I dashed over the middle, I found a safe spot on the side, and then I got behind the middle wave the second I could, and I lived. That's the mentality to get in your mind. Go to the edge, get over at least the first one, If you have double, I only have one evade on my boots. If you have like quad evade or whatever, just double evade. If you don't have that, get over one, get to a side, and step behind the second middle wave. That will guarantee that you live almost every time. Okay, let's keep going. Let's look. The boils are up. Remember, when they die, they each spawn 2 boils. You must kill them immediately. They're the highest priority. Forget about Lilith. If you don't kill them, you're dead. They blow up very quickly. Lilith herself will throw a boil as well. That's not very nice of her, but that's what she's going to do. Kill that boil as well. Okay, so you watch me prioritizing the boils. That damage of that cross thing, I never dodge it. And my rogue has almost no survivability. So on any character, pretty much that's not made of paper, you can survive that. I never make any effort to dodge it. This phase where she throws the patterns is very simple. It's the same thing. So I'll call this phase 3. It's the same things that you've seen before, not difficult, and there's no ads. So just go to the edge, dive over, and you'll be fine. So wave, dive, go to the side, step behind the middle. Always the same thing. When she gets to about here, she's going to go to phase 4. On the edge, dash over, get behind the waves, you live. Not every time, but almost every time. Every time she spawns a blood boy, I better kill that. Okay, this is a super easy one, except it's not. Okay, so let's talk about that one. By the way, she can do that one in phase 1. I completely forgot about that one. Okay, so you think if this one's really easy, but sometimes it's extremely difficult. All right, so what she does is she just spawns a giant log. You ever played Clash Royale? I think it's like Clash Royale. She spawns a huge log on the circle, and it just goes forward. Okay, how hard could that be? It's really not hard, because what will happen is you're standing right here. The second you see it, one evade. One evade, and by the way, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint from dodging this a million times. When you evade, stop doing anything. Do not move. Do not attack. If you move, you're probably going to die, potentially. I'll show you why in a second. Do not attack, because that can kill you. I'll tell you why in a second. Press evade one time with your mouse cursor behind the log and hands off the keyboard, and you will live. Okay? I'll show you why. So this log is easy as long as she doesn't throw it here. If she throws it here, you have a huge problem, because now you cannot evade. If you evade forward, you're going to land outside of the circle and die. Now, there is supposed to be a gap in the dead center, and I had literally the godliest dodge ever. Probably the proudest moment of my entire life. I was standing down here, and it was coming for me, and it was covering the whole screen, which was the problem. And I literally just dashed and dashed straight through the middle. Probably the greatest thing I ever did in my life. But don't try that. That will kill you literally every time. If it's on the edge, what you have to do is you have to diagnose where was Lilith standing. Was she standing just a little bit this way? If so, you got to run back and you got to stand literally on the absolute edge right here. I mean, it's really, really tight if you can't evade through. So the reason why you don't step anywhere is because if she throws it pretty far back, if you're by the edge or by the line, one evade is good enough. You don't need to move a single inch. The reason why you don't attack is because if you attack her, where Lilith is going to be standing right here, by the way, I have been, you kind of lunge forward when you attack with a melee, and I got hit by the wave. Even after I had dodged it, I tried to get some extra DPS in. It lunges me forward and kills me. So when you see a log, evade forward, hands off the keyboard. That's it. If she throws the log against the edge, you got to back up as fast as you can and try to get back here. Or if you're here and you see there's no way to do it, try to dash through the middle like a god. So she summons a log. I just did one evade forward, calm as a clam, and we just continue to murder her. Here comes the next phase. She's going to land. And last time, she spawned 2 fatties. This time, she's going to spawn 3 oppressors. I find the oppressors are actually much less dangerous and much easier to kill for some reason, because the fatties have a hook that can hook you. For what I've seen, these oppressors don't do anything. Same strategy. Bring them to the corner, dodge the mechanics, and kill the boils. There's a lot of boils here. It's very dangerous. One hint. If you can control this, if you don't have enough damage to kill the boils, kill the oppressors one at a time. If you kill them all, you're going to have boils everywhere and probably die. Killed me 1,000,000 times. If you can, try to surgically kill an oppressor one at a time. And if you kill an oppressor, prioritize the boils first. The boils burst, you die. You just die. So it's always the boils as the top priority. Now here, she's going to add a few mechanics here. And on top of all the other things that she could throw, she's going to throw something else. So let's look at this. Okay, so she is going to choose a location and she's going to crash down. So let's say this is you. That's you. Lilith is going to crash down, let's say, there. It's actually a lot bigger than that. Let's say it's like there. Then she's going to go throw three lines, and it's either going to be tangent to the circle, making a triangle, or they're going to be horizontal. So what do I mean by that? If they're tangent to the circle, it'll be like this. Wink, and wink, and wink, like that. This wave is going this way. This wave is going this way. This wave is going this way. So, what do you do here? This is going to start to require some very fast reactions. Again, a double evade is what will be used if you don't have a rogue. If you have a rogue, you'll use a dash or maybe a leap, depending upon what kind of setup you're using. Let's just pretend that you don't have a dash. So the first thing you're going to do is evade. Okay? And by now, you're going to have vision on this line. And hopefully vision on at least one of the other lines. Where you evade next is going to make a huge difference. You got to do it quickly. Evade, evade. So you evade, and then you need to see, you know that this line, if it's tangent, is going to go against the circle. So you know it's going this way. So obviously, the wrong thing to do would be to evade in the same way. If you evaded in the same way, you would die. So what you need to do is you need to evade behind it. Okay? And pretty much the rule of thumb is when you get behind one of these waves, follow it. If you follow it, you should live, because guess what? There's another wave coming this way that's going to plow you. Now, one thing that happens sometimes is these waves will spawn all the way on the edge. So let's just say, let me just move the circle here. Let's say they threw it all the way on the edge. Can I move this? There we go. Like that. Say you're standing there and they're throwing it like this. Now, all of a sudden, okay, this is confusing. There's too many circles. Let me just do it again. Sorry. There is a moment where that won't work. So if she throws it like way over here, let's say, and the wave is starting, and let's say you are right here, and the wave is starting here, for example, and going this way. Remember what I told you? I said evade twice and follow the wave. So you'd evade here, and then you'd evade here, and you'd follow it, right? You're going to die. The reason why you're going to die is it's too far to the right, and this wave that's coming up this way is going to hit you. I mean, and maybe if you're on the final pixel, you could make it, but you're pretty much going to die. So when this pattern happens, and it's this far to the edge, just run over here, and you will be safe. So you need to make that judgment. You need to make that judgment call. You evade once up, then you need to evade a second time behind them, and then you need to judge how far to the right is this circle. If it's a normal pattern, follow it. If it's not a normal pattern, it's way to the right, go to the edge of the circle. Okay? Then the other thing that she can do instead is she can throw them horizontal instead of tangent to the circle. So she'll throw that one that way, that one this way, and this one that way. That's why you usually need eyes on two of the sides. You got to do a couple of things instantly. You have to evade. You have to see this wave. You have to decide which way you're going to evade from there. In this case, we're going this way. Then you need to see another wave and see, is it aimed like that or is it aimed like this, for example? If it's like this, it's the tangent one. If it's like this, it's the horizontal one. If it's tangent, you follow it. If it's like this, well, you could follow it as well. So that's just a good rule of thumb. Or you could just stand still. You're not in any danger. Okay? So probably sounds complicated. But after you do it a few times, it'll make sense. So she's going to land. Here come the oppressors. Yeah, bring them to the corner. Here we go. Now I'm watching. Here comes the crowd. I'm going to pause it. You want to know what? I just noticed something about this fight that I've never seen before. She actually draws a triangle. I never saw that before, believe it or not. So that's nice. Man, I wish I would have known that. She actually draws a triangle. Oh, I never saw that. If you can believe that, I never saw that. Does that indicate the triangle pattern? So you see the wave, and this is an atrocious. This is exactly what I don't want. Because she put me on the very edge and threw the thing exactly in the middle. So this is extremely dangerous. So I dash here, and now I'm just going to try to get out of this pattern. I see that this one is chasing me, but I'm pretending that I'm behind this wave, even though I'm really not. And I have to get out of range of her crash. So I'm going to try to just ride the rim here, and I survive. Okay? So she threw the pattern I didn't want to see. See all the boils spawning? See how I brought them into the corner to DPS them? You only have a few seconds to kill them. It's tough. Okay? Okay, I never noticed this until I'm watching it now. So again, with this pattern, it's a little bit dangerous. You can definitely dash over here and just hide. This one's pretty far over. It would be pretty dangerous to follow this wave. If you follow this wave, you're going to have to get like pixel perfect to get on the rib. I don't even know what I did. So let's see what I did here. I followed it and I made it. Okay. That was probably not the smartest decision, but when do I ever do the smart thing? It's another triangle pattern. I got behind it and I followed it. Okay. If you don't have a dash, use a double evade. Evade, evade. Need the extra evades on the boots. After you've killed the oppressors and the boils, she just throws the same patterns until you kill her, and then we start the next phase. All right, so here comes a pattern. That's a triangle pattern. I follow the wave. Actually, that was a horizontal pattern. I was wrong. It wasn't a triangle pattern. It's horizontal. Did you see the one coming up mid? Okay, so she's dead. All right. Now the fight really begins. Now it gets hard. Okay, so she's going to land right here. And this is by far your best time to do damage to her. This is the best time to do damage to her. You're never going to get an opportunity like this again. You're going to land right in the center here. And when she gets up, you got to just start blasting her. She's going to spawn little blisters all over the floor. These blisters are super annoying. If you walk over them, I think you get slowed and poisoned, and it almost kills my rogue instantly. And these blisters, when she's doing certain attacks, spawn ghosts. And she's going to start lighting the floor on fire, and she does massive damage herself. Everything is terrible. Now, something that I learned from watching Ben, this is full credit to Ben, I actually didn't know this, is there is a way that you can kind of manipulate the fight to have Lilith kill her own boils. So whenever she finishes an attack, she usually, I don't know what she does, she like sticks her tail in the ground and spawns a new boil. If you have her spawn a new boil on top of a boil, it erases the first one. This is an invaluable hint and honestly helped me kill Lilith that Ben figured out. And one thing that I did know is if she spawns her boils on the edge of the map and then she destroys that part of the map, those boils obviously get destroyed too. That's going to help you. Minimizing the number of boils in the fight is very important. So there's a lot of other mechanics, but let's just start it off here. So you have some time to regroup here. She spawns. Okay, there's RP. I'm trying to do as much damage to her as possible. And you're going to see my rogue has insane damage for 0 survivability. So here she goes. We DPS her. When she gets to about here, about a third of her health gone, she's going to do something different. Now, here are the blisters that I talked about. They're going to start spawning one-shotting ghosts. Well, they one-shot me. They won't one-shot a super tanky character. Maybe you can take a hit. But you just treat them as one-shot mechanics. You can dodge them, by the way. With the dodge ability, you're going to see the only reason I killed her is because I dodged one of them. But these two blisters up here and these two down here are going to be the banes of our existence that we're going to try to get rid of. She always cuts away the top of the platform first. What that's going to tell you is if she ever does something else in the beginning, if she ice skates down below, then she's not cutting away the edge of the map. That's important to understand. But my damage is insane, so I'm pretty sure she's going to fly up right away. So she flew up. It's not guaranteed that if she flies up that she's cutting it away, but with the damage that I did to her, that's what she's going to do. So what she's going to do is she's going to light this whole bottom part on fire. First, there's going to be like a black fog or tar or whatever you want to call it. And then she's going to light it on fire. And if you're standing here, for me, it's a one-shot. I assume you just die. Also, all of these little boils are going to become turrets, and they shoot one-shotting ghosts that home on you. So the idea is you don't want to be standing up here. If you stand up here, you're almost certainly going to die unless you're a god. Stay down below and approach the top after she has laid the tar and is about to light it on fire. The reason why is that will allow the ghost to start chasing you, not up there, and you can kite them around the edge of the arena. So she goes up there. There comes the tar. She's going to cut away this top part, but don't stand up there. Go to the edge and start walking around. Okay, so here I go. Now, you see these ghosts? You get hit by them, you die. It's that simple. Well, if my rogue gets hit by him, you die. A barb with challenging shout up can survive a hit barely at the beginning of the fight. I don't know if they can survive at the end. Just consider them a one-shot mechanic. If you walk near this boil while it's firing, you could get slowed, you could take poison damage, and also it's just going to throw a ghost right at you and kill you. So you have to be very surgical in how you move here. So I'm going to slow it down, and we can watch how I'm doing this here. So notice I'm staying away from the boil. Okay, that ghost will kill me. I dodge that. That ghost will kill me. Okay, that ghost will kill me. That ghost will kill me. Okay, I was like 1 millimeter from dying, but this is kind of how it is. Now, notice what I'm doing. I'm running around the edge, and I'm staying very far to the edge. I do not have an unstoppable. She's going to do what I call the mother sucker attack, and she's going to vacuum you in. And when she vacuums you in, if you get hit by the one-shot ghosts, you die. You just die. Okay? So I'm trying to delay the ghosts ever being in the middle by kind of slowly going for a walk and keeping them on the outside while Lilith ports to the middle. and gets ready to do the mother sucker attack. See how I'm delaying here? Okay, okay. I'll tell you a hint, by the way. If you don't have Unstoppable, it took me a while to figure this out. Run toward her. Only at this part, run toward her. That makes the gravity of the pull much weaker, and then you can get away. So here we go. And she's going to pull me in. Notice how with the trajectory of the ghosts here, the pull in, I'm not going to get one-shotted by the ghosts. Now, the second she actually gets you in, you're in huge danger. You need to get out. So obviously you would pop an evade or two to get out. I'm going to dash out. That's why I saved my dash. Okay. And wham. And I shouldn't have charged toward that ghost. That was a terrible decision. It's got some ads. The ads are really never too much of a problem. Now, very important to Ben's hint. Remember, when she does an attack, she usually spawns another boil with her tail. If she hits a boil with her tail, she despawns the first boil. That's super important. So I'm going to try to stand by a boil to bait her into destroying it. See, I'm doing a circle around that, and look at that. That's going to be framed and put in a museum. She spawned her boil directly on top of her other boil. It feels good. Boom. That's one less boil I have to deal with. That's huge. Look at it poisoning me. I don't like that. Okay, then we DPS her, and now we're going to start to see some of her attacks that she actually had earlier in the fight. Probably. Let's see what she does here. Okay, this is important. When she does that big red scream, she's going to do a triple Wolverine attack. I can't survive it. It kills me instantly. Everything kills me instantly. You need to run around her immediately. If you dodge or dash directly away from her, every time that I did that, every time I died. Every time. You have to go around her. After the third swing, she's going to smash the ground, and then it's going to create a huge red circle. And in about 1 second later, that red circle is going to blow up and one-shot you. So the trick is immediately run around her, run around, and look for 3 red Wolverine attacks, and then look for her smash, and then wherever she is, dash as far away or evade as far away from her as possible. So here we go. Let's slow it down. Triple Wolverine attack, smash, and then dash away very quickly. Notice how I opened there? I went away from her, not this way. If you go this way, you died. I died every time. So it's her little clone. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Big smash. Boom. And it's kind of hard to see. I think it's right here, maybe. Kind of hard to see. Sometimes the animation doesn't work very well. There's a big red circle. You're inside the circle, you're dead in 1 second. Wait, I dash out. Okay, now you can see it. Boom. Remember, after she does every attack, she spawns a boil. Bait the boil onto another boil. Got to keep so many things in mind. Bait the boil onto another boil if you can. So, see if I can do that. Walking over to the boil here. Look how beautiful that is. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, let's go back to the fight. She also has an attack where she just smashes the ground and there's a white circle. It's much smaller. Obviously, you get out of the circle or you die. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm not sure it happens in this pull. Maybe it does. Let's see. Okay, now she always cuts away this part of the world next, the right side. So it's possible that she's cutting away this portion now. It's not guaranteed, but it's possible. So I'm always worried about it. It's the same strategy. Remember, these boils are going to shoot the one-shot ghosts, kite them around, and get away. Okay, it was not that, and I staggered her. Staggering her eliminates, I think, 2 of the boils. So if you have a lot of stagger, it's going to help you. So I killed 2 of the boils myself by spawning the boils on top of it. I killed 2 of the boils at the beginning when she cut off the edge of the world, and I killed 2 boils by staggering her. So I've eliminated 6 boils already from this fight. It's massive. If I had the 6 boils around poisoning me and shooting ghosts, there's no way you kill her. You're just not going to kill her unless you're a god. So you got to do it. You have to understand the mechanics. Okay, there's that sucky thing. You just jump out, and she does a mechanic after. Trying to bait it on the boil, but then she didn't do it. I don't know why. Okay, here we go. Now this one is the actual one she's cutting away. Here come the ghosts. These ghosts are easy for me to deal with because I eliminated 6 boils. Run around the outside however you can, dodge them. And she's going to do the mother sucker attack at the end. Remember that. Okay. Mother sucker. Get out. Remember, she always does another attack, trying to bait it on the boil. 3 boils destroyed. Feels good. Drag her away from those poison stuff. Kill the ads. Okay, we got the red thing. We already know what the red thing is. Triple Wolverine Claw, big smash. Here we go. Claw, claw, claw. Big smash, dive. Get out of the red thing. She does a boil thing. I tried to put it on the boil. It almost one-shot me. Ow. We continue the fight. She's going to cut off the left side. When she sucks you in, jump out. She might do another attack. Get ready for that. That was bad of me. I should have tried to bring it on another boil. So I played bad there. Okay, let's get her down. Got her ads down. Now we have 4 boils up. I don't like that. Okay, here we go. We've seen this before. She's cutting away part of the thing. By the way, if I didn't do that, I was dead there. Did you see what I just did? I'm running around. If I would have touched that fire for even 1 split second, I was going to die. Even though I was kiting the path of the ghosts correctly, it wasn't time to step over yet. So I had to actually do the super counterintuitive and probably would have killed me. I don't know if I evaded or dashed back into the zone. Watch this. Okay, I'm going to die here. I'm going to die if I touch this when she lights it on fire. So I did the super counterintuitive roll back into this to wait for her to actually desecrate it and dodge that ghost. Ow, she hit me. I don't like that. Now we can go across. So sometimes the plan that you have doesn't work. I certainly didn't want to take that pattern. Okay, she wasn't even cutting it away there. So she's going to have to do it again. So I lied. She wasn't actually cutting it away because it's still there. Big red thing, triple Wolverine thing, big smash, dash away. So now we're going to do it again, the exact same thing, and she's going to cut it away this time. Remember when I said earlier it's not guaranteed that it's cutting away even though she goes the right way? Well, that was an example. Okay, final phase, dodge. That saved my life right there. Here, everything just gets way harder. She just amplifies what she's doing. And I think the Wolverine thing has more attacks on it, so I think it's more than 3. I don't know how many it is. And another thing that she does, the most deadly thing that she does, is this. And I have never successfully dodged this. So if you dodge this and you win, you should consider yourself a god. So actually, it's not a circle anymore. It's a triangle, right? In the final phase. So it's a triangle. There's blisters everywhere. They're shooting homing ghosts. Everything sucks. She does like her tar thing where she puts the tar down and then she lights it on fire. So maybe she'll fly down here. She'll put the tar all over here and she's going to light it on fire in a second. And then immediately after that, like while it's still happening, she will put another layer of tar, like maybe she'll fly down here and then she'll put another layer of tar going this way. So how does that look for you? Well, what you have to do, which is it's honestly just completely ridiculous, is you have to maneuver your way over here while all the ghosts are shooting you, dodge every ghost, get to this area first, and then immediately look at her and see where is she going. Oh, she's going over here. And then you have to immediately go over here to get to this side, which is safe, while dodging all the homing ghosts. Yeah, sorry, it's not a triangle, it's a square. So it's a double one of those things. And I never successfully dodged it. If you can dodge that, you're a god. But you're not going to see that here because oh, she's really hurt. I'm really hurt. I'm emotionally hurt. Okay, she's going to do her mother sucker attack. Jump out, please poison, win, and we win. Okay. So that's everything that I know about Lilith. Now you go kill her. I was like, I don't even have it. Yeah, I killed her. She's dead.